Hey, this is the Gray Bearded Ninja. So we're going to do a test burn on the fire starter that we created. Basically what we did was we mixed pine bedding with melted wax. And so I'm going to grab a couple different pieces here. Some of it's loose and some of it's clumpy. And I'm just kind of experimenting at this point just to see how well this stuff burns. And actually to also see how long it burns, just by using a little bit. And yes, it does look like ground beef. And yeah, I pretty much ruined a kitchen pan, actually a cookie sheet, a saucepan, and my wooden spatula, and Tupperware. So a lot of kitchen utensils gave up their lives to be able to bring you this information. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to start the clumped piece. We're going to attempt to light that with a torch, and then we'll attempt to light the loose stuff. And what we're hoping is this will burn longer, kind of like a candle, that the wax will cause the pine bedding to burn longer, which is what our goal is to be able to have a longer fire in order to light other material that we place over the top of it. So we'll go ahead and start with this one. And it lit really fast. Really fast. I'm kind of surprised how fast it lit. So it's definitely flammable. I'm just kind of seeing how long this will burn. It is sizzling, but it seems like it's very flammable. It's definitely burning much longer than the pine bedding by itself would. I'm just going to let it kind of do its thing. It seems like the pine bedding is not burning near as fast as it normally would. Like the wax is actually keeping it from burning. So it does have a candle-like effect to where the wax is elongating the burn. Okay, I'm going to try to put this out. It doesn't want to go out. There we go. And just looking at this, we'll use a stick here. There's still a lot of unburned material. The wax is melted, but there's still a lot of pine bedding that's still unburned. So let's try lighting it again. And voila. So it appears to me that adding the wax to the pine bedding it definitely is flammable. It lights very easily. I may experiment and see if I can start this other pile with a ferro rod. I don't know that it will go up that easy. We can certainly give that a try. We'll do that in a different video. Well, basically, this stuff is burning great. It looks like the fire is extended. The burn time is greatly extended. So what we're going to do, I think, on our next video with this stuff is we're going to take it outside to the fire pit, and we're going to do it outside and see, what kind of a good fire that we can start by using this homemade fire starter. Okay, we'll go ahead and put that out for now. Now this stuff was looser. We're just experimenting. I just want to click one little touch of the flame, and this stuff is lighting. Very good. lighting very well. And looking at this other stuff, there's still unburned material here. Obviously the burned stuff is looking black and charred, but there's melted wax, and it still seems like it is now we have both piles going. So folks, I would say this is a good success. Mixing the wax with the pine bedding, excuse me, has created a very, sorry, it has created a very impressive fire starting material, combustible material. The pine bedding is not burning quickly. It's like a candle. The wax is wicking through it's wicking through the pine bedding, and it's just burning as a combustible material that I believe will be great for starting outdoor fires. All right, I'm pretty impressed with how this worked out. So what we did is we created homemade fire starter, and then we have that in the bag, and it's kind of clumpy and loose, and that's good. That's fine. We can squeeze it together into a ball or whatever we want to do. Put it where we're going to have our fire, and we put our other tinder and other combustible materials over that. And what this does is it creates a longer flame, a longer duration flame, and pretty hot. And this burns longer, so if the tinder and the different sticks and combustible materials that you're lighting or attempting to light, if they're wet, if they are, damp or whatever because of rain or weather, this will help dry it out and light them, which with what I believe to be much more success. And even after putting this thing out several times, there's still combustible material. So I honestly think a halfway decent amount of this could probably burn for a good 10-15 minutes easy, which is more than plenty of time to get your fire started. So folks, what we're doing here is the arts of the modern shinobi warrior. We're taking resources that we have for very, very inexpensive, and we're using those tools in order to accomplish goals that we may have in a survival situation. Again, we're approaching this from the standpoint of what would a modern shinobi do? Well, this is the Gray Bearded Ninja. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this will give you some inspiration on how you can increase your abilities, especially in ninja field craft.